Wizard should know better.
Hi, I am Jimmy. I am now exploring this area called the Bukit Batok Hillside Park. It is a former rubber plantation. This former plantation has now become a secondary forest, and the authorities are planning to develop this whole area based on the recent environment impact assessment that they have conducted to assess how suitable it is to develop in a sensitive manner. I think this area is worth preserving for its biodiversity because it has been undisturbed at least for decades after the rubber plantation has been abandoned, and this area is now regenerating, and there are wildlife such as insects and small mammals and reptiles like snakes that suggest a very complex ecosystem that is recovering. And not forgetting birds, which may include eagles, the birds of prey, that also help to regulate the whole ecosystem. And National Geographic has a recent article about why we should preserve biodiversity, even though we may not understand the full implication or the full importance of how every single organism in the natural habitats functions or benefits us or the environment as a whole. Because the more we destroy the forest, the more we destroy natural habitats, the greater the risk of zoonotic virus being spread to humans. That's one negative consequence. Another negative consequence is the soil erosion, slope failures, and natural hazards that comes with deforestation. And last but not least, deforestation has been shown to result in an increase of mosquito carried diseases like dengue fever in Singapore especially, and in some areas in the tropical countries is malaria. So this is why we want to conserve nature in the last remaining forest in Singapore, as it is becoming more and more endangered due to the fact that over 90% has been urbanized. So it is a race against time to actually conserve as much as possible the little remaining forest that we have, because what is lost may never be recovered. The species that we lose, the fact that we have not fully studied all the species in our remaining forests may imply that there are species worth conserving that may contribute to not only the greater good of the ecosystem but may also have health healthcare implications, like some properties of certain plants and animals may help to halt diseases or to prevent diseases or even heal diseases, especially in humans. So besides the healing properties of plants and animals, we also need to acknowledge that we preserve the forest not only for utilitarian purposes but for the greater good of the whole, because we are all interconnected, we are all one. And I'm not against development, I'm not anti-Singapore or anti-development. There are some ends, but I am for sustainable development, sustainable growth. Because at the rate that we are going, the economy is really pushing the limit to the point that our well-being, our health is at risk of deteriorating. And instead of improving our quality of life, which is meant to be holistic, we are actually diminishing the quality of life at the rate at the rate of deforestation that we are actually imposing on our small little red dot on the map. There is so much more I have to share. Maybe I will share in the later video or in my blog or in my journal. I'll see how it goes. But nothing can ever replace the natural ecosystem that we have. No matter how much we try to replicate the ecosystem by having town parks and gardens, but they can never sustain a sizable population of native animals and plants, which we are still destroying in our remaining areas, forest areas like Tengah Forest, Bidadari and Lentor Forest. And there is a quote, there is a saying that the earth has enough to meet everybody's needs, but does not have enough to meet our greed. Let's keep in mind this lesson for ourselves and for our future generation. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch up with you again.